Welcome to Graspable AI, videos aimed at teachers who want to understand artificial intelligence, what it means for the world, what it means for teaching, and not least for their students. In this video, we're going to look at what AI actually means. There is no single accepted definition of artificial intelligence. And in Graspable AI videos, I'll use a pragmatic approach, that is that AI are machines that behave as if they can think. And this could feel kind of obvious because thinking and intelligence is closely related, but it also kind of different than some other definitions of AI. Because my definition of this approach is dependent on language. We use language to communicate thoughts, and when machines can use language in a convincing way, they behave as if they can think. The most common way that you meet artificial intelligence is through a chatbot. And I'm going to show you a few examples here. Here I ask the chatbot to explain photosynthesis for a 7-year-old briefly. And it takes this text, processes it for a while, and then gives me some text back that sounds as if it can think. If I were to send or give a human the same exercise or the same task, and I get something back, I would be assuming that this human has thought about what I asked it to do. And I can ask it to explain photosynthesis to a university student as well, and I get something different back from the chatbot, as if it has been thinking about what I asked it to do. And I can give it completely different tasks as well. For example, here I'm telling it that I'm worried about AI making my students lazy and ask it to help me think through this. And I'm telling it that my students are 15-year-olds. And again, it takes this text, processes it for a while, and gives me something back that sounds as if there's someone thinking at the other end. And the point here is not to read through the entire text, but just to see that we get something back that makes sense and sounds like we can communicate with this machine. And this type of AI is new. AI as a concept has been around for 70 years or so, but for most of this time it has been machines built to solve specific tasks like playing chess, interpreting handwritten text, finding cancer cells in images and things like that. But since a few years, we have language-based AI that is more of a general purpose technology. It can analyze many different types of problems. It can use different tools, use language to manipulate tools and call tools to solve many different types of problems. And this makes this new AI thing much more versatile, much more useful, and much more economically valuable. And this is why we have this new AI wave sweeping over the world. And just as a side note, many people are saying that the new AI wave is the generative AI. And that is kind of true, but I would like to point out that not all generative AI is general purpose or has a broad use. Generative AI means AI that creates stuff like text, but also images or music or videos. And creating music, while fun and useful in some cases, it's really not a general purpose technology. Contrasted to this language-based AI that behaves as if it can think, and we can ask it so many different types of questions. So how does this work? It feels like magic, but it's not. It's actually quite simple principles applied in a gigantic scale. Chatbots are powered by something called large language models, or LLMs. And they are built to look at the text that you give them and then read through it and select a word to add at the end that it thinks fits with the text already present. And it does that, and then it reads through the entire text again, plus this extra addition at the end, and selects another word, or sometimes a fragment of a word, and keeps doing that until it decides that now the message is done, and I should stop here. And the big question is, of course, how does it know what fits at the end? And the short answer is that when these large language models are built, they are built by taking a huge amount of text and huge amount of computational power to extract patterns from this training data. And those patterns are used to determine what words fit at the end. We'll go deeper into this in other videos, but that's the short story. I'll show you another example of what AI tools can do. Hi there. Can you introduce yourself briefly?
Absolutely. I'm your friendly AI assistant here to help you out with whatever you need. I can chat about AI, brainstorm ideas, or just have a nice conversation. Let me know what you're curious about.
What would you like to say to teachers who are just starting to learn about AI?
I'd say to them, welcome to a really exciting journey.
AI might seem a bit intimidating at first, but it's actually a fantastic tool once you get the hang of it. I'd encourage them to stay curious, experiment a bit, and not be afraid to ask questions, just like they tell their students. It's all about learning step by step.
So this is a chatbot that doesn't only use text but also can use voice, spoken words. That's kind of interesting. And I agree in the message that you need to tinker with this, use AI to understand it. And in every video or most videos in Graspable AI, I will end with an exercise. And this first exercise is to try an AI tool yourself. Find a chatbot. I've selected 3 chatbots here that don't require login. You just go to this page and start using it, except for this duck.ai, which gives you a pop-up with some conditions you have to approve, basically saying that it's not going to store your data. I like that chatbot particularly. And then start talking to it, chatting with it. And I've given you 4 different ideas for what to start talking about, but you could just take anything you like. Ask a question or give it a task, and then continue the dialogue in a direction that is useful for you. If I were to give you one tip of how to get most out of chatbots, it is to continue talking to it until you get what you want. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.